So, welcome to the latest episode on the Chipmunk Kalahari blog. We are looking at the food of Israel, and I'm very honored to have with me here a friend from Israel, Noa Steiner. Hi, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you doing, Ben?
Yeah, I am raring to go. Could you tell us a bit about your background, what you've worked in, where you've worked, those sorts of things, just to give people an idea?
Yeah, so I was doing my master's degree in ecology in Israel, my MSc, and then I was working a bit in the Israeli long-term ecological research initiative, and then a bit in governmental office working on biodiversity for 5 years.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, afterwards I moved to Cambridge and I've done with Danny the conservation leadership and Phil working a bit with NGOs like WCC and BirdLife International later on issues of biodiversity policy.
Yeah, there's quite a broad range, and it's good. What would you say are Israel's greatest natural treasures?
Well, I think the fact that Israel is located at the intersection of three continents, which Europe, Asia, Africa. It gives a lot of diversity and the range of species. It's either in their extreme range from the south or extreme range from the north. So that's one thing. The second thing is that we get a lot of migratory species, mostly migratory birds. So it's a main migration route to Africa for European birds. And I think the main treasure is in its rich biodiversity.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, people may know that I'm a bird enthusiast, and Israel is legendary for this flyaway, this migration season where so many birds come through. What do you think, Noah, the biggest threats to these treasures are?
Well, first of all, like most of the world, that there is a dissemination of open landscapes due to development, either due to construction, building roads, neighborhoods, um, which underlying causes is, of course, many, but common growth of population in such a small place, and also, yeah, I think that the biodiversity and the open areas are not valued enough to be conserved.
Hmm.
The other main threat in the ocean is it's a bit political also. The new pipeline that is going to be approved soon if nothing surprising happens. And yeah, Israel is being used as oil transport from Arab Saudi Arabian countries in the Red Sea.
Yeah.
So they want to expand the pipeline from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea, and that would be just disastrous if this will be approved. Yeah.
Hmm. So just thinking about that for a
And
a little longer. Go ahead.
I also forgot the ongoing conflict, which is also causing the destruction, A, of open areas, B, fires, not only in the Gaza area, but also in the north of the country. So Hezbollah is shooting rockets and has burned, strategically burned forests and nature reserves
Hmm.
in the most precious nature reserves in the north of the country, which is on a large scale. If it was one or two, as fires happen, nature recovers, but it's on such a large scale to such an extent for so many months going on. So this is also an ongoing thing.
Hmm. Yeah, that's Oh, that's difficult and it's sad, and we wish the best. Um, Looking from a more positive angle, though, if we can, what are the best things do you think that are happening in nature conservation in Israel at the moment?
I think there's a large mobilization of the public. Um, there's a lot of grassroots movements, a lot of initiatives, and specific initiatives to save animals. So I'm volunteering in the Coalition for Wildlife, which is composed of really small organizations. So if there's an animal in need, they're taking it up when the government or the nature protection authorities are not able to handle this. So um, they also support them, and there's a lot of initiatives to make local authority uh, do things better, like when there are specific trees that shouldn't be cut, habitats for bats within urban areas, saving natural areas within urban territories. So a lot of like civil society fights going on, and they're mobilizing everywhere to protect their little river or the little hill. So this is really, really, really encouraging because at the government level, things are being done, but very, very slowly. And yeah, so it's good to have the civil society pressure the government as well.
Yeah, it's essential, isn't it? And it's good to hear that it's healthy and growing in Israel. What would you say, looking to the future, are the greatest opportunities for conservation in Israel?
That's a tough one. Well, I think I will answer on a multi-level um, because it's so big. So on the local level, I think the opportunities are lying in the local authorities again. So the like we saw in the US in the Trump era that the states mobilized, I think if every local authority takes up something to do for biodiversity, even small things, doesn't need to be a big biodiversity strategy. So a city called Herzliya in Israel is taking up an initiative called Live City, and and is working with civil society to improve things and think how to make things better. So this is really new and is happening now.
Mhm.
I think urban development is the most important thing, and and civil society participation is really, really, really important. So I'm part of the Global Green Recovery Collaborative, and we have an initiative there on saving Jerusalem Hills. That started as a grassroots organization and has a bit grown into a movement that is really being taken into account when planning in the city and when running to local elections by the mayor of Jerusalem. He knows that there are people that are going to hold him accountable
Mm.
on how he's going to develop the city. So I think the greatest opportunities are in the local authority is the accountability and planning that should be improved. On the national scale, I think, yeah, the greatest opportunity would be to approve a biodiversity strategy for Israel, which has not been updated since Aichi.
Mm.
So that would be the greatest opportunity to create a really government level institutions, formal and informal, to really mobile to really do also top down because bottom up will never work alone. So I think that's a really, really great opportunity now coming towards COP16 in October. I don't think it's currently in the governmental agenda to promote this,
Mhm.
as many other things are happening. But if that could happen, then it would be amazing. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you. Yeah, that's really valuable perspective. Thank you for sharing that. On the local front, that really struck a chord with me. people won't be able to see it on the audio, but behind me there's a calendar from my local cause back home, Rimrose Valley, Save Rimrose Valley. We have this area on the edge of Liverpool in Sefton that has been proposed for many years for a big dual carriageway going through it. And local pressure is just so important, local people mobilizing. But you're right as well. It's got to be a collaboration between things coming from the grassroots and those looking at things from the top in big government. When they work together, things get better, don't they? Thankfully. So thank you so much for those answers. I will also thank my employer, WSP, for giving me a few minutes to do things like this. And yeah, wish you well, Noah. Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Thank you so much, Danny. And thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a joy.